Greetings and welcome to my fat ass kitchen. Today, I'm going to be making a peach cobbler. Now I got about 4 cups of peaches on the stove already in a pan. And I add some sugar to it. I'm going to cook it on a medium heat for a few minutes just until the peaches start releasing their juice and the sugar starts to condense, dissolve. And as soon as that's finished, I'll show you what it looks like. It'll require about 3/4 cup granulated sugar. Yeah, that's a quarter. I'll move you over here. Yeah, you can see pretty good. Alright. Sorry about that bright light. 1, 2, 3. Alright, now that we got that in there, we're going to grab our spoon, throw it on medium heat, and get stirring. Now the recipe says you want to stir until the juices start to flow out of the peaches and the sugar is dissolved. Basically, you want to create a decent amount of juice so that way when you go to make your cobbler, it's got that nice peach flavor in there. Now I'm using frozen peaches because I didn't plan ahead. Now you don't want to stir these too hard because you don't want to break up your peaches. You don't want to use too much force because then your peaches start breaking apart. You don't want to use too little force because then you're not stirring it at all. Alright, now that's incorporated and all sorts of looking nice in there. Turn the heat off. Now, that's about what she looks like. Now I'm going to set that off the side and I'm going to let that cool down while I make the batter. I'm going to be using for the base. Now it says to preheat the oven to 350. Now while that's preheating, I'm going to take 6 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to cut them up and I'll lay them in the bottom of the pan. You want to evenly spread them out so that way when you go to melt it, it covers most of the bottom of the pan. And then you're going to, after you pull it out, you're going to want to stick it in the oven to melt the butter. After you've melted the butter, you want to pull it out. And you're going to want to spread the butter around so that way it covers the pan. Alright, now that that's set up, once the stove gets preheated, I'll start with the melting the butter. But until then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the batter that they're going to want to put in the bottom of the pan. Now this is going to require 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 3/4 cup milk, and then cinnamon for the top. After you mix it, after you put the peaches in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a 1 cupper, throw that in there. I'm going to grab my sugar. Throw 1 cup of that in there. Alright, next is baking powder. It wants 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I should have set this up beforehand. Tablespoon. Half a teaspoon. Half a tablespoon. We'll use a halfer. You just use 4. One, 2. Need to get my other one down, because that one just did not have enough. 3, 4. Alright, that makes 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay, we now need 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Alright. That's all for that. Alright, now I'm going to put flour away. And I'm going to go grab my measuring cup. Measure 3/4 cup of milk. Alright, now that that's mixed, you're not going to want it to be thick, because after you're going to want to pour it in the bottom of the pan. Alright, now I'm going to melt the butter, and I'm going to have to check periodically. Alright, while I'm waiting for the oven to preheat and the butter to melt, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take me some graham crackers and some brown sugar. I'm going to crush up the graham crackers, mix in some brown sugar, so that way we got something good to sprinkle over the top. Take about 5. You can use your hands to mash them. Uniform. Eyeball the brown sugar. You don't want to put too much in there, but you don't want too little either. Alright, well, that's mixed up. The stove is preheated. Everything is ready. All I gotta do is make a little space over here for the pan. Now it says when you bake it, you're going to want to bake it at 350 for approximately 38 minutes. Now because I'm using glass, the time will probably be a little different. It'll probably be done quicker. But take your batter, put it in the pan. And then spread it out as evenly as you can around the pan. And you take your peaches, put them in your pan. You want to spread your peaches out so that way they're not clumped in one area. Put your crumble over the top. Now the recipe I'm using doesn't actually call for the graham cracker, but I want graham cracker on top. So now throw that in the oven at 350 for about 35 minutes. At 35 minutes, I'll pull it out, I'll check it, and if it's done, I'll show you how she looks. Alright, it's been about 36 minutes. Smells done, so I'm going to pull it out and check, see how she looks. Oh, that looks done. That looks done. Oh yes, sorry. Now let me show you what she looks like. That looks pretty. Yes, sir. That's been another episode of My Fat Ass Kitchen. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you again soon.